What's up, achievers and performers? 4 levels that we should all pay attention to, 4 levels of performance that I think we must be aware of as we go about our days and perform and try to perform at our best levels, I think, every day. Number 1 is definitely most underrated and most forgotten, which is your recovery. That's when we're sort of in the 0 to 20% of our levels of performance, but that's when we really recover. Obviously, that's when we grow. That's where all the growth happens, when we are actually recovering. And a lot of people that are achievers and performers, we completely forget to recover and recover intentionally. And especially when we're starting to hit our 40s and sort of mid 40s like I am, the recovery becomes extremely important. The speed of the recovery slows down a lot as we're hitting these sort of middle ages, if you will. So from there, the second level of performance is maintenance mode. We don't always have to push the hardest or try to have to be in the recovery. Maintenance mode is also something really interesting. I think that's when we're sort of 60 to 70% of our top performance. But sometimes maybe we have some weeks or even maybe a month that's all about maintenance, that's keeping things going. We're not really pushing that hard, but we're not really in recovery. We just keep things tagging along, and that's really important to understand, that sometimes we're just maintaining things and keeping things moving along, as I mentioned. Then the third one is probably the most interesting one, at least for me and a lot of the performers, which is your flow. That's when we are at our optimal. That's about, I would say, somewhere 85 to 90% our top performance. And that's when we're really flowing. That's when things are effortless. That's when we feel that we are at our best and are the most optimal state of performance. That's the flow state that you hear a lot of people like Stephen Kotler talks a lot about from Flow Research Collective. But that's also quite energetically heavy mode. So we can't be in flow all day long. It's only about, I would say, 2 to 4 hours max of our daily performance that we can be in that optimal state of flow when we perform our best and we also feel our best. And then the last one, the fourth level of performance, I call it overdrive. And that's 100% or over 100%, the infamous out of your comfort zone level, where we sometimes visit that we definitely cannot stay for long. It's sometimes necessary to kind of go into overdrive, and that's where we really push the maximum. We push our hardest, our systems, our performance, and that's when we get the most out of the engine. But it's not necessarily the best performance because we're out of control, we're out of comfort zone, we're just overdriving the system. And then from there, it is extremely important to pay a lot of attention to the first level, which is your recovery. So those are the 4 levels that I would say that are extremely important to understand for a lot of the achievers and performers, which were your recovery, maintenance, flow, and then overdrive. So think about which level you are in any specific time during the day, during the week, or during the month, and make sure that you incorporate a little bit of everything. Obviously, you want to be on that flow. That's the juiciest state to be in. But sometimes you maybe just drop down into a maintenance, pay a lot of attention to recovery, and visit overdrive really carefully, and make sure you come back from it as soon as. All right, have a fantastic day, and hopefully that's helpful.